So this is really just another call. This is just me and you walking around the house, except I brushed my hair today, okay?
All right.
I do appreciate you opening up the way that you're about to open up, because working with you is a struggle to get you to open up, because you're so what?
I'm so closed.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that you are working to overcome, are the walls that you've built with people.
I'm just opening up to more people than normal, which is a big step for me.
This is a big day for you. This is a big step.
It is a big step.
Well, you should be proud of yourself.
Well, I've always said that if my story could help somebody else, then I would feel good about it,
Yeah, and that's the whole point of me kind of switching things up on this channel to begin with. But I felt this urge to kind of pump the brakes on tarot for a while, just to create awareness around some heavy-hitting topics that have come to my attention, honestly. So before we even jump into that, why don't you introduce yourself to people so they understand who you are? They know me as Coach Danna. They call me Keeping It Real Coach.
Well, my name's Natasha.
You don't have to tell them how old you are. They wouldn't believe you anyways.
I'm 31.
31.
I'm 31. I have 2 children. I'm engaged and I'm gay. So that's a challenge.
When I talk about how important it is for people to protect their mental health or be about their mental health, out of all people on this planet, how important that is for me,
Right. Mental health is so important.
Absolutely. So you're one of those very special people that you have a therapist and I'm your coach, and we work side by side, basically. So in this community, I've been noticing a lot of people just with this encouragement to like ditch their therapist, ditch their doctor, stop taking their medications altogether. And to me, that's troubling for me because, like I said, mental illness is a serious thing. It's a real thing. And I'm not really sure where all of that started in this community, where they make it okay to just kind of say that, especially in a public platform. And that's actually quite dangerous. And I was actually talking to you about that because you have a therapist, I'm your coach, and there would be no way in heck that I would ever encourage you to stop seeing your therapist or talk you out of taking medications. And you had some thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, because personally myself, I deal with mental illness on a daily. It's a daily thing. It's a routine. I have to take my medications. I have to do therapy every week, and I have to do coach with Danna because that gets me through every day. Like, it's a day by day. It's and week by week. Like, you just take it one thing at a time. Because if you try to push too much, you're gonna break yourself. And I would never advise anyone to ditch their doctors or to stop their medications. Medications are dangerous to stop, especially the ones that you take for mental illness. It's just dangerous. There's so many side effects that could happen, and those are things that you don't want.
Right, exactly. I'm not sure where people think that they have that authority. I guess it comes along with you need to be trained properly in this industry. You do. You have to take the time out to be educated. And even as a coach, you have to get certified as a coach. You just can't tell somebody to just stop doing what they're doing. I can understand if so let's say hypothetically you were seeing a therapist that the chemistry was all wrong for you and you didn't feel like you were making any progress with your therapist or something like that. And I've heard a lot of people, I've even experienced it myself, where I felt like I just maybe needed to see somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So the trouble with encouraging people just to stop doing that, it's very disconcerting to me. And I just kind of would rather hear people say, well, if the chemistry is wrong, then maybe you should go and find somebody else that, where you guys might jive a little bit better,
Right. I would never stop therapy cold turkey at all. It's just like a medication to me. Therapy is, and I do not miss my therapy. Therapy is so important, like priority. And
Mhm.
if you stop it, then you're stopping your progress. And if you stop your progress, then you're going to stop your day to day life because your mental illness is going to take over. And you can't, like for me, I can't let that happen because I have so many things to look forward to and so many great things going on in my life. I would never want to jeopardize that by stopping therapy. But if you aren't driving with your therapist, yeah, I would say, switch therapist. Find one that works for you that maybe you feel more comfortable with. If you have a man and you'd rather have a woman, then find a woman. Or if you have a woman you'd rather be with a man therapist, then find a man therapist. Me personally, my therapist is male. And I was a little leery at first, but we jive well. And we have made so much progress.
Absolutely, and I can agree. I actually really like your therapist. And I'm happy that you're happy with him too. And there would be just no way that I would try to talk you out of seeing him, because he's actually been teaching me a few things along the way through So it's really important. It's really important that you stick with somebody that gets you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's not going to make you feel like you're not getting anywhere with them, or whatever the scenario is with some people. Oh, so there were some things that you had brought up that you enjoyed, the benefits of your therapist and the benefits of your coach. One of the things you had mentioned to me was that you like how a coach helps you express your feelings a lot more.
Yeah, a coach can help you. Like a therapist, they help you identify your feelings, but a coach can help you um, really navigate through those feelings and break them down for you so that you understand those feelings a lot better.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
what I found it. And that's how it's been for me personally. Like, coach has been there to break it down and break those feelings down so that I understand what I'm feeling. Because sometimes you don't understand what you're feeling, and that's okay. That's
hmm
okay.
hmm I know with you, I know where to take you, and I know where not to take you, because I know your history, your PTSD, your seizures, and things like that. I think that those are things when I'm normally assessing somebody, those are things that I'm looking out for too. Um, but I'm also trying to let you navigate the conversation. I'm trying to let you take the conversation. Where are we taking the conversation today? That's basically, it's really like in your hands at sometimes, where I'm just gonna let you lead the way, but I'm gonna help you see things maybe from a different perspective or something like that too. Now, I'm not saying a therapist can't do that for you, but sometimes in therapy it's a little overwhelming. So then you come back down, you come to me, and we kind of work it all out. And then, because I kind of noticed that too, it's like the therapist is gonna bring a lot of stuff to the surface for you, and I'm just kind of like on the side, and we just kind of we kind of flatten those feelings back out, like, so just like you said, so you can understand what's going on there.
Yeah.
And see, and that's where the two can work hand in hand here. A therapist and coaches can work hand in hand.
Yeah, and it can be great, and you can get great results out of it. I know I have personally. Like, I feel like in the past year, I have made so much progress in knowing myself better and knowing when I need more help and when I'm okay and I'm like, hey, I don't need as much help right now. Like, I can do this.
Mhm.
And it's really, you got to be, you got to get to know yourself a little bit, a little in a different way.
Right, right. There have been times where your therapist has told you or given you some kind of tool, or some kind of exercise, and you didn't quite understand the exercise, or you weren't understanding how to apply that certain tool. So
Yeah.
there times where you've come back to me and you said, well, he said this and this and this, and I don't really understand. And I think that's the benefits of having a therapist and a coach, is that, you know, I can help you understand the tool. I can help you understand the technique or the assignment that he's given you, you know, so you can apply it to your life properly. You can apply it to your day-to-day activities or whatever it was. And I've noticed that you've taken that seriously too, and you've applied it and you've worked through it, like breathing techniques and writing techniques and things like that. So I can see the improvement on my side. You actually did the work, which a lot of this does require work on your end, you know. Oh, yeah. So you see the benefits of having more than one person in your team.
Yeah, at first, when they said I was gonna have a life coach and a therapist, I was like, I don't need 2 therapy days. Like, that's too much. Well, and I was a little overwhelmed by the whole having a coach too. But as time has gone on and I've seen how they work together and how much progress I made by you guys working together, and it's just phenomenal. Like, to me, like, I didn't think I would be like, yeah, I want to speak to my coach, like, too. I was against it at first, but now I'm all for it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it for you too, because at the end of the day, I just want to see you grow. I want to see you at peace. I want to see you making peace with that past, and because a lot of this has been about, you know, you healing the past, because the past still controls you. So, and you like, yeah, you have made so much progress within 1 year. And I think it comes down to you really wanting this change for yourself.
Right.
And yeah. And stop and think about all the other things that you've accomplished in this 1 year. Like, you have a house, you're getting ready to get married, you have a new car, a better job. Like, and this is the result of having positive people on your team, you know?
Well, yeah, you also have to have positive people, like, in your life. Like, you can't have any negativity, because when you do, it brings you down, and they don't support you. When they're negative, there's no support there. Like, I recently have had a friend that I've known for like 6 years, and she just all of a sudden became very negative, and I had to like cut that off because it really started affecting me,
Yeah,
and not in a good way.
right. Right. And I know that there were certain things that in your life that we had to clean up, like cleaning up your friendships and cleaning up your work. And I don't want to say your work environment, but you switching out from one job to a new job, that because of the stress level, you know, and just really taking a closer look at your entire life altogether, to helping you figure out what is triggering you, because the stress is what was triggering a lot of the seizures for you.
Yeah, well, the PTSD flares up the seizures because they're psychogenic seizures. So basically, it's all from trauma. I
Mhm.
have seizures because of trauma, and because I have flashbacks and I relive that trauma, I have the seizures. So with cleaning up my whole life, so to speak, I've reduced the amount of seizures that I'm having.
Mhm. Right. Right. And that kind of ties back into something that I was saying earlier, actually in a previous video, that I know where my training ends and Ian's professionalism as a therapist picks up. You know, I know where to stop, and I know where he's going to pick up. And that's so encouraging to me, because I know he's going to catch you in the end, and then you're going to come back, and then he's going to catch you. And it's just a good balance. It's a good balance. Um, but I just really wanted to get the word out there. I don't ever want anybody just to ditch a therapist, ditch their doctors, because as a coach, just a coach, it is the worst advice you can give somebody. And I realize now, being on YouTube, that not everybody is a trained professional coach. Okay. you had made mention to me that it was the point that you made. You just wanted to vent about your problems.
Yeah. I just want to vent. I don't want therapy. I want to vent. I want to vent about it and about whatever's going on in my brain at that moment in time. And sometimes it makes me feel better, just to be able to vent and not have to work on anything, so to speak. Because you're constantly working on yourself. You're constantly working on things. And sometimes it's nice just to be able to vent. And with a coach, you can do that. With a therapist, I mean, you have a lot amount of time. You're with them for maybe like an hour, and you have to work on things in order to make progress in your life.
Right. But there are times that I'm going to have you work on something.
Well, yeah, of course.
You get mad at me, but you're going to have to work on things.
Yeah, I get a little huffy every now and then.
You do. That's
I
why I
do.
call you. That's why I call you pistachio, because you're a hard nut to crack sometimes.
I am. I know.
Yeah, yeah. Even when I try to hold you accountable for things, I'm gonna sit here and hold you accountable.
Yeah,
You're not getting a free ride with me. Like,
that's for sure.
so tell me a little bit more about your outlets, how you escape from life, how you escape from
Well,
what.
for
Go
me,
ahead.
my outlet is my release is music. I've always loved music. Never been much of a TV watcher. But music has always been a big part of my life. Like I grew up watching my grandpa play guitar and sing, and I always loved the sound of the guitar. So when I was like a teenager, that's what I asked for, and I got it. And in those years that I had it and I was playing, I just kind of went to a whole nother world. Like I escaped from the day, and I was able just to relax and enjoy myself. Um, and you know, it's a nice release. And if you want to get a little more creative, you can write. If you don't want to journal, you can write a song. It doesn't mean anyone has to hear it. It just means that you put how you felt on paper with a guitar.
So you are like so many other people that I've worked with in the years. When we talk about meditation, that meditation is always like, it's so hard for me. I just can't sit there for all those hours and just sit with my eyes closed and zenning out to music. I mean, really, who has time to sit and meditate for hours? But music, writing music, playing music, listening to music is such a therapeutic and meditative kind of thing that you can do for yourself. Like, so you did something pretty awesome today. You want to tell them what you did?
I did, and I'm really excited about it. I
Tell
bought
them.
me I bought me a new guitar, and it is like the guitar I've always wanted. It is. It's that guitar, and I will forever be happy with it. Do you want to see it?
Let's show them how awesome this thing is.
All right.
Oh my God. I saw it in a picture, but it looks cool through the video too. Look at the inlay on that. Oh my gosh. Pull back a little bit so we can, yeah. Okay, show them the head.
Hang on. Can you see it?
Go down a little farther. It's hard to see, but it says Luna on it. Oh yeah, baby. I love it. I love it.
I love it. Like for me, I can sit for hours and just play around. I don't have to really have a certain song to play or anything. Just playing around makes it, and it's got such a good sound.
Play a little bit. It sounds good.
It does sound amazing. It's like my new favorite toy.
Yeah, I'm gonna encourage you to make videos or go Facebook Live and get you moving out of that comfort zone a little more every day with that.
Well, and the thing is when I was younger, I wrote a lot. I had a 70-page notebook full of stuff that I wrote, and some of it didn't make sense. Some of it was good. I actually performed in talent shows in high school and middle school with my own music that I wrote. Um, Over the years, I've kind of lost that, which kind of sucks because that was a lot of progress that I made at a young
Well,
age. But here I am again with my new toy, and I will make more. I will do more.
all right. I'm gonna hold you to it.
I'm not the greatest singer, but
Well, neither am I. Nobody wants to hear this. All right, honey, let's go ahead and wrap this up. But again, thank you for just opening up and being vulnerable and sharing your thoughts and your insights. Do you have any last little tidbits for anybody who's maybe encountered some really bad advice about ditching their therapist or doctor or
if you're not jiving with your therapist, switch therapists and stick with therapy because eventually it pays off. At first, it may not feel like it. It may feel like it's doing more harm than good, but in some time, it all takes time.
Mhm,
It will
mhm.
get better. It will get better.
Absolutely. And make sure that it's a decision that you make, not allowing somebody else to make that decision for you. Listen
Or
to your heart.
influence that decision because it is so important to stick with it.
Hmm. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. But thank you so much for helping me, like I just said. I will see you guys in our next video. If you have any other thoughts, concerns, worries, or anything like that, you can always reach out to me at coachdana@yahoo.com. See you next time. Bye.